Welcome to another episode of Cadence Fishing TV, and I'm with my great mate Pascal and fishing over in France.
Welcome, mate.
Thanks ever so much for inviting us. And we're shooting some videos for our French YouTube channel. I've taken the chance to do some fishing myself this afternoon. Pascal and our good friend Bertrand are carp fishing, and me and Gerard, we're fishing for the silverfish. I started on the feeder, maybe with the hope of catching a carp, started catching some nice roach, so I'm going to give the waggler a go, and that's going to be the theme of this video. But Pascal, tell us about the lake, the region of France, and a little bit about the venue.
We are just in what we call the Morvan. It's in Burgundy, in a county called Nièvre, department 58. So it's a very nice lake called Pannecière. It's 500 hectares. Lovely, wild and full of whitefish, many carps, pike, zander, but really famous for coarse fishing.
Yeah, well, what a beautiful place. The view's absolutely spectacular. We've been very lucky with the weather, haven't we? This morning it was raining quite hard, we were getting some thunderstorms, and as you predicted, the weather now has improved. It's gone flat calm, and I can't wait to give the float a go.
Just perfect for the regular fishing, mate, so you should go ahead and start.
Thanks ever so much.
You're welcome.
I started fishing a feeder today, targeting carp, and started catching some nice roach and silver bream. So I've started loose feeding a few maggots on a waggler line, and I'm just checking the depth. It's really quite deep on the feeder. I was fishing the feeder about 40 metres out, and I think it was about, well, it was definitely about 15, 16 foot deep. Pascal explained that this lake was formed by damming a river, so there's obviously an old river bed out there somewhere. But the depth I've got on a waggler around about 20 metres out is about 7 or 8 foot. And I'm going to start off fishing on that line, loose feed a bit closer as well, see if I can get the fish closer. But I'm just really interested to see if I can catch on the waggler. I'm going to make a few balls. So I've been loose feeding for about the last half an hour while I was fishing the feeder. I'm just going to make 3 or 4 balls up of ground bait, and I'm just going to throw them in. So the ground bait mix I'm using is Bait Tech Pro Natural Extra. I've mixed that with 50% brown crumb, and it's nice. It's a nice sticky mix, but one that's going to hopefully enable me to throw it out nicely and accurately, but it's going to break up quite quickly. And I've just laced that with casters, a few micro pellets and some corn. So I'm just going to throw those out. I'll cast out first, and hopefully that just might kickstart the fish. So The weather's changed dramatically during the day. This morning it was raining really quite hard. It's quite windy and the wind's dropped. We've got the most glorious afternoon now. It's lovely and mild. And it's just so exciting fishing new venues like this. Pascal fishes here quite a bit and he mentioned about the quality of the roach and bream fishing, so let's see if we can get them on the waggler. I've just started with double red maggot. I'm not fishing too heavy. Oh, there we go, and that's a bite straight away. Well, that's a good sign. I was just saying I've started on double red maggot and I'm fishing just on the bottom. And there we go. That's a beautiful silver bream. I had 2 or 3 of those on the feeder. And I think some of them are hybrids, but some of them are definitely silver bream. But that's a great start. I'm fishing a bit heavier than I would do when I was normally targeting roach and skimmers. I'm fishing with a 013 hook length, which I guess around about 3.5 pound, and a 16 hook, because I think there's a fair chance of maybe hooking a smaller carp on this. It'd be nice to get one out if I do, but I'll obviously experiment, and if I'm not really catching well, I might scale down. Conversely, I might go a bit heavier if I'm getting plenty of bites. But I'm fishing on the drop. I've just got 3 number 10 shots down the line. Wow. And I got another small fish. So both those fish were taken on the drop. And I'm fishing a 3.5 AA semi-loaded insert waggler. But I just felt, because obviously it's quite mild and warm, the temperatures have been good for a while, the fish perhaps won't be feeding on the bottom. And I've just got a few maggots, a bit of corn, and I'm just going to loose feed that to try and see if I can get the fish feeding up in the water. Oh, I bumped that one. I bumped that fish, so I'm going to change my hook to a 16 carbon match. It's a bit finer hook than what I was using. My friends Pascal and Bertrand have caught some nice carp on the carp gear this morning, up to about 10 pounds. They're absolutely beautiful carp, and Pascal tells me there are bigger carp in here as well, and he's hoping to catch some of those over the next couple of days. It's just the most amazing venue. The great thing with an insert waggler like this is I can watch the shot settle, so I can see the float slowly starting to settle as each number 10 gets into position. I think I'm actually going to shallow up a little bit because I'm getting bites here and missing them, so I'm going to just shallow up about a foot. That looks about right, and I'm going to try it.
Me wind and rain, you're some kind of butterfly. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry.
Like this is such an effective method. Obviously it's a really simple method. I'm fishing past the pole line. I've no idea what depth it is on the pole line, and maybe the pole could be a good method as well, but personally I just love fishing like this. I love fishing afloat and catching roach and skimmers and bream like this, especially when you've got nice calm conditions like this. There's very little tow. I don't think there's really any tow at all. So I can achieve really good presentation with a waggler. And as I mentioned, present my bait really well on the drop when the fish are feeding as actively as they are. I just went on the corn again, and this is another nicer stamp fish. Oh, that's a roach. Wow, that's a nice roach. Just hold him up for you. What a beautiful fish, absolutely immaculate. It's got to be, well, it's over half a pound, that one. Well, it's amazing how quickly these fish have switched on to the feed on this waggler line, and I think it's fair to say that perhaps these fish are never really fished for. They're feeding so confidently, and they're absolutely immaculate fish. You can actually see some fizzing out there now. I don't know if that's a bigger fish like a carp or something on the bottom, or whether it's these roach and skimmers that are disturbing the bottom, but there's definitely some activity out there. Hey, another nice roach. Well, I'm always thinking how I can sort of improve my catch rate, but it's going pretty quick at the moment. And so I might consider shallowing up a little bit, or I might go a little bit deeper and fish with a bit more positive rig, so put a few more shot down the line to try and get my bait down quickly, because there's a lot of fish out there, and it always pays to just experiment like that, even when you're catching, because sometimes a change like that can bring a completely different stamp of fish, or even a different species. Well, the roach have really turned up now. There's another beautiful fish, around about 6 to 8 ounces.
Hey James, what's going on?
Well, that was a great carp you caught,
Oh.
mate.
You okay?
Yeah, just getting back now, just seeing if they're still here, but...
You know, if you tell me about your fishing, I give you a little gift.
Oh, go on, I like the sound of that.
You know what?
Hey! Oh,
Enjoy, you need it. You deserve it because you caught so many fish.
I'm truly in heaven now. Yeah, it's been a wonderful afternoon.
Yeah, fish is on, huh?
I've been catching some nice roach up to about 8 ounces, half a pound.
Wow,
Quite a
That's
few
good.
silver bream and hybrids.
cool. Some big roach.
Santé, mate.
Oh,
You're
welcome. So tell me
So-
a little bit.
Yeah, well, you know, I wanted to fish a waggler when the wind dropped and we got this beautiful conditions. And it's a great method, this, for catching fish like roach and bream and rudd. And I'm just amazed how quickly the fish responded.
Yeah.
Do people fish like this much in France? You know, with I think you call it match style.
Not so many. I think in the 80s or 90s, let's say, long time ago, when I start match fishing myself, many people were fishing match with waggler. But now more people fish mostly feeder,
Yeah.
method, or pole on carpodrome.
Yeah.
Few people fish left on the match, which is a pain because it's so nice and so efficient.
It's a beautiful
that.
way of fishing, and for me, you know, you don't need a lot of gear. You don't
Yeah.
need a lot of
I
equipment.
like the float.
Yeah, and you're watching the float. So
Yeah, it's amazing.
there's
look at
another
this
nice roach. Look,
Wow.
that's a gardon.
Gardon in France. Le gardon. There is an expression in France, we say fresh as a roach.
Fresh as a
It
roach.
means that you are very fresh and healthy because when you take a roach in your hand, it's so fresh and nice and healthy.
Wow.
So it's an
I think
expression in France.
all the fish in this lake are in a beautiful condition,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah, because they live in deep water and there are many weeds and there are 3 rivers coming through the lake. So it's very good condition for the fish with a lot of response with stream and many predators also.
Yeah, I bet.
So it's nice.
But I think today, as I found fishing a feeder, because it's quite deep out there, I think a lot of the fish are off the bottom. I don't
Yeah.
think they're in the deep water.
Yeah,
I don't know if
think
you
they are
agree.
they are in the thermocline, as we say. We are
Yeah.
in the middle water because it's better for them.
Yeah. Well, I'm catching on the drop, so I'm catching with the bait falling through the water,
falling down slowly.
and I'm feeding regularly a little bit of bait every cast,
Oh, the
and
bubbles
we
of
can
the
see the
bream.
bubbles. I know
God, I love it.
So there's a lot of fish there. It's a truly spectacular
I
venue.
think there is a school of bream there.
So Pascal, you've been helping me set up a French website to sell Cadence here, and also organise the brand ambassadors and lots of marketing. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Yeah, we just start, mate.
Oh, I was looking at you and I missed a bite.
Look at your float, not at me. Yeah, it's good, and we will start this season, and we will. I think we will push a lot to get new product, and I think we are in a good shape now because I think delivery should improve, and we should be in a good mood like you are in UK.
Yeah.
With Cadence. So
It's definitely been a bit challenging with the supply issues, but they are improving now.
yeah,
But
the good thing is people start to speak about it, and anyway, it is life. We will push again and again.
and I think we've got a barbecue planned, haven't we?
Oh yeah, of course.
Will we have some nice Burgundy wine?
Maybe some water instead. No, I'm joking. No, I'm sure we'll have a little bit taste of Burgundy wine because we are there to test it also, you know.
Well, thank you very much.
Just a few, but
And you've got so much amazing fishing in this region, haven't you?
yeah, we are lucky. I think it's a great venue for people coming from UK who want
Yeah.
to spend holidays with family and kids, and
Yeah.
because there are campings around there, there are many B&B, you know, restaurants, many areas where people can stay. So
Yeah, well,
anything people would love to know, they can contact me through the website from UK also, you know.
Thanks a lot. That's really
Okay.
kind.
Yeah. James, I'm just amazed about your technique. Tell me a little bit about your style of fishing there.
Well, yeah. So you know, we talked about waggler fishing. The rod I'm using is one of our CR10 match rods. It's 15 foot. And this is the zero version. You know how we have the different powers from...
Yeah, zero is the softer one, right?
Yeah, so zero is the softer one. And I like a 15 foot match rod. A lot of the time when I'm fishing with a fixed waggler like this, you know, so the waggler is fixed on the line by the bulk shot.
Yeah, two
most
legs.
of the shot, like 95% of the shot capacity is around the float.
Okay.
That's the main idea of a waggler. And then I've just got a few small shot down the line. I've actually changed my shotting pattern. I've got 3 number 8s in a little bulk around about, I don't know, 1 meter from the hook. And I've got 2 small number 10 shot.
To let it go very slowly.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is make the rig a bit more positive, because I'm getting so many bites and the fish are sometimes taking the bait before I get a bite.
Oh, yeah.
But to start with, I just fished with 3 number 10 spread out to get that lovely fall of bait.
Nice.
But for me, if I'm fishing in depths over 8 foot, I like to use a longer rod, like 15 foot.
Okay.
If I was fishing less depth than that, I would probably use a 13 foot rod.
Yeah, 13 foot.
And I like fishing with a softer rod like this when I'm catching silverfish like roach and skimmers and silver bream.
Good size fish.
Because you can still fish quite fine.
Yeah.
And you're going to hopefully land the fish, you know, without bumping them.
Yeah. It's
And,
good.
you know, all the rods, they have a lovely tip which is soft and
Very
nice through action.
Very parabolic, very nice.
Yeah, so that's the idea of the longer rod. I've matched it with our CS10 4000 reel. So when I'm fishing with a longer rod, I like to match it with a 4000.
Okay.
13 foot or less, I'll use a 3000.
Okay.
The line I'm using is a little bit heavier than what I would normally use. This is 018 millimeter.
18, yeah.
Yeah. So it gives me the chance to fish a bit stronger hook length, you know, especially when you talked about the carp. So it gives me the chance to fish a bit heavier gear.
Yeah.
The hook length I'm using is 0.012 at the moment, and I'm using a 16 hook.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah. So that pretty much sums up the rod and the reel and the line. The float I'm using is a peacock waggler.
Yeah.
And you can see we call it an insert waggler. So it's got a it's got a thinner tip that's spliced into the thicker peacock.
Okay.
And the great thing with that is it's very sensitive. You know, today it's lovely and calm. There's not much flow on the water. So I can fish with a lot of sensitivity and I can read the bites. So when the shot is settling, I can watch the tip settling. Yeah. And anything that happens, I can strike.
Yeah, that's good. I saw that.
The other type,
it's amazing.
If it was windy, I'd use a straight waggler like that.
Yeah.
So that's just one piece of peacock.
Classic waggler, yeah.
Which is a thicker top. For one, if I'm fishing a longer range, I can see it better. But also, if I'm using, if I'm putting the bait on the bottom, it's more stable.
Okay.
With an insert, if there's any wind or flow on the water, it will pull the insert under. Yeah. So I use a straight waggler. Okay. But it's so simple, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's so easy with this weather.
Yeah.
It's good.
Feeding, I'm now just loose feeding maggots and a few bits of corn. I haven't got a lot of bait. I put in 4 or 5 small balls of ground bait when I started fishing. Yeah. And now I'm just loose feeding, what's that? I don't know, 15 maggots, 20 maggots, but every cast to get the fish up in the water.
See, they're on it now.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
many fish there.
I'm in heaven, mate.
Try again. Catch a fish.
I'm just going to have some beer first.
Yeah.
And I'm going to change my hook length because my hook was getting a little bit blunt. So I'm going to take that one off. And I mentioned the hook size, but it's a size 16. This is a Drennan carbon match hook. So it's a nice fine hook.
Small and strong,
but it's pretty strong.
Yeah.
If I was hooking bonus fish like carp, then I would
get it. Yeah.
I would use a forged hook. Yeah. But this is not a forged hook.
No.
So I'll just quickly tie that onto my hook length. I like to use quite long hook lengths, probably about 30 to 40 centimeters in length.
Yeah.
So there we go.
It's roughly 2 meters deep there.
Yeah, I've been changing the depth.
Yeah.
But what I found is the smaller fish, I think, are higher in the water. Those silver bream are a little bit deeper. But I'm still fishing probably, I don't know, 10 centimeters off the bottom.
Yeah.
I really think the fish are up in the water.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds like they are.
Not sure if the corn came off then. I think the corn came off.
Oh, it came off when you cast?
Yeah, when I feathered the line, you know how I feather the line?
Yeah.
I couldn't see the corn land, so it must have come off on the cast.
Yeah.
So I'll hook it a bit better this time. So when I'm fishing like this, I just like to fish an overhead cast.
Yeah, easy.
Very gentle.
Yeah.
Cast past the feed.
Yeah.
And then sink the line and bring it back into the feed. And then I'm watching the float straight away because
it's immediate
the fish can be intercepting it. So let's see if we can get a bite. I don't think there's anything better than watching a float, is there? I missed him.
Oh my god. What a bite.
Right, I'm going to try double maggot this time. It's so beautiful and quiet, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's the best time of the day. Just before dark. We still have 2 hours.
I'm trying to feed and have a drink of beer. I mustn't miss this bite now. So there we go.
Ooh,
you see, that was a nice positive bite, wasn't it?
Yeah, on the maggots.
Yeah.
Little bream.
Little silver bream. What do you call them in French, these ones?
Brème commune.
Yeah.
Brème bordelière, brème blanche.
So you think that's a brème blanche?
Oui. You call it silver bream, we call it brème commune.
Yeah.
There are a few golden bream in this lake, but not so many. There are many hybrids on roach.
Right then, let's see. I've gone back on the corn now and I'm going to bring it a bit closer in as well because I have caught some fish quite close in. Almost on a pole line, like at 13 meters, that kind of distance.
It's full of bubbles there.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, I really should try. Actually, I've lost my bait. Whether a fish intercepted it or... We'll try again. Try again with the corn. So I think I'm probably going to just fish for another half an hour, pack up and then look forward to the barbecue.
Yeah, take a good rest together.
Right, the corn's definitely on. I could see the corn there.
So many fish there.
Yeah, got him that time,
He's on.
Pascal.
That's a good one.
Couldn't miss that one, could I?
Oh.